Hey guys, it's Sam. Today I'm going to be doing a video on my must-have accessories, things to go along with the Hobonichi weeks. And this is the height of planner season, so I'm going to have a lot of videos coming up very shortly. I get really excited right about now, and I start to think about the things that are helpful to me, the things that I really rely on as a planner. And I know that even though I've been planning for a really long time, some people have just discovered planning, and so I'm hoping that I have a lot of videos coming up that are super useful to not only new planners, but to people who are newer to the Hobonichi weeks, specifically because that's the planner that I'm going to be focusing on the next few weeks, or just planning ideas in general. I have said over and over again here on my channel that even when I go from one system to another, I reincorporate a lot of the same things into whatever planner that I land into. So even if you aren't using the Hobonichi weeks, hopefully there's something in these videos to help you with your planning in general, no matter what kind of planner that you are in. So I hope that you enjoy the overflow of videos that are about to come your way. Today I'm going to be focusing on my favorite must-have accessories for the Hobonichi weeks. And I don't say that to kind of scare you or whatever, to think that you have to have a bunch of stuff to get started with your planning. But as I have used this planner over several years now, there are just things that I have come to rely on that help make my planning more functional and help keep me sane. There are a lot of unboxings going around right now that have like a crap ton of stuff in an order, and I hope that that doesn't detract anyone from starting their planning journey or for making the decision to place an order because you see dollar signs, oh, if I need all of these things, then I'm not going to go down that journey. I usually have my planner in a cover, but I don't think that that is even a must-have. That's definitely a personal preference. So I'm not going to include the planner cover that my planner is housed in because it's definitely not necessary. There's a lot of expense that comes along with putting your planner in a cover, and I just don't want to get into this. This is like bare bones. These are the things that you have to have, and so that's what we're going to be focusing on today. So the first one is, in my opinion, the most obvious. The only thing that you need to get started with planning is a planner and a pen. And if you only have those two things, then you are going to do just fine. You have the basic need of a planner being something that you put appointments in, to-do lists in, memories that you want to remember, things that you want to track, lists that you want to keep. Maybe you want to list the favorite movies of the year or books that you've read, symptoms for your doctor, medications that you're taking, side effects from those medications. There's so many things that are just good for your life, good for your health to use in a planner, and all you need for that is a planner and a pen. So that's the only must-have. Everything else, like I said before, that I mentioned in this video, really take with a grain of salt because it has really so much to do with your personal preferences, how particular or not particular you are about things, and just how you use your planner otherwise. That being said, I am going to talk about the things that are the most functional for me personally, besides just a planner and a pen. And the first one that I'm going to mention is the cover, but not this cover. I'm talking about this cover. Specifically for the Hobonichi weeks, you have a lot of covers that are made with this fabric, and these can get dirty. So I had just used hand lotion when I opened my Amazon Japan order, and immediately I had a little bit of something here from my lotion. And this is a dark cover and will show hair, dirt, fuzz really easily. And then this is a lighter cover, obviously. And so this one is going to show pen marks, rubs when you have it in your bag, or I have this purse that I really like, and it's made with this distressed denim. And every time I put something in that bag, I see that there's a little bit of blue. And so it terrified me. I've come out of that bag because I'm worried about my leather covers specifically. But with it being light, it's going to show anything at all on it that's darker than this cover. So I have this in a hide and seek Hobonichi brand cover. They no longer sell this. It's long since been discontinued. It was 2018 cover, I think. And so there was a whole collection of these in different sizes. I think that it would be good enough, especially if you're someone who's particular about things looking clean and new, which a lot of people are on the opposite fence of that, and that is perfectly fine as well, whatever floats your boat. But for me, I like things to look nice. And so if this cover was only there to protect it and make it look nice, that would be enough for me to still include it in a must-have. However, the Hobonichi brand specifically are very, very functional otherwise. Now, there are other brands out there. There's different brands that have like glittery covers and things like that, but that's not my jam. I'd rather go with the clear cover here. And so you're going to fold your book back, and then you're going to slide, let me get the right spot here. You're going to slide the book in. It's really hard sometimes to concentrate enough, to concentrate enough on talking, moving things around, and doing whatever you're trying to do. Okay. So it goes in this cover. This one I purchased specifically from the Hobonichi website, but you can find them on Etsy, you can find them on JetPens, you can find them on Amazon. I'm speaking specifically for the United States, which is where I am. So, but yeah, so you can buy the Hobonichi brand, you can buy any kind of brand you want. If you search Etsy, Hobonichi clear cover, you're gonna find other people selling them. But I'm going to speak specifically to the Hobonichi brand today because that's what I have here. So other than just being a cover to protect your book, these covers, you can slide things in here. You can slide things in here, which I normally have. You can pull this little tab out, and it was actually designed to be like a page keeper, but I've never used it for that. I also have taken Velcro and put a piece of Velcro here and put another piece of the Velcro side here and turned this into a book holder. And the reason for that would be that, you know, if you take your planner everywhere with you, especially if you put it in a backpack, a handbag, something like that, when it's inside, your pages are going to become open and they're going to possibly get crumbled, crushed. If you keep like receipts or anything in here, it's all possibly going to turn into a giant mess. So if you are on a budget, this cover is only a few dollars if you order it to your Amazon Japan order or your Hobonichi order. You're going to pay a few more dollars for that if you are purchasing from somewhere like Etsy or JetPens, because they've had to incur the cost of getting it shipped to them, and then they pass that obviously onto you. So it costs a little bit more, but if you're like intimidated by using the Japanese websites, then I would definitely go to JetPens, Etsy, somewhere like that. But if you're on a strict budget and you just want the planner and you just want to have your book protected and you don't want to invest in any kind of cover, if you do that hack with the Velcro, then your book stays secure and closed. The pen loop comes out, you have your pen loop with you, and it really is all you need. But you can use this for storage. You could put your cards here. If you didn't carry a lot of cards, like if you were carrying your driver's license and your debit card, put it in here, boom, now you have a wallet. I have done that plenty of times. When I just want to carry really, really, really light, I have used that as my wallet more times than I can count. On the other side, you have this little secretarial pocket, and so you can use that to store stickers or anything else, and then you can also slide things in here, and then you have the attached pen loop. I don't like baby them or whatever, but I have had them break before, and when they have broken, it's generally been right here, and I have been able to patch that up with washi tape. So that is an option for you. The other thing that I use and love always is Tombow markers. I use them to do lots of different things. In this section right here, the index. This is where I track my personal health, my cycle, anything related to my health that I might want to share with a doctor, or just kind of see where things are happening on a routine basis. And I use little signifiers for that because you don't have a lot of space here. So instead of like writing a word, so let's say in the instance of my period, instead of writing period or whatever, I have a little, like in my own brain, key that I know what that means so that I have more space. I also have tracked my weight there. And if I'm having like a specific symptom, I'll turn my planner around and I'll write it this way, just so I can get more details in. And I also use the highlighter portion of the Tombow as a way to mark my anxiety. So I have PMDD, and that causes me to have some anxiety issues that are centered around my cycle. And so some months are worse than others, and I like to see that. Specifically if I'm having a very difficult month, let's say. And so let's say it's April and I'm marking, okay, anxiety. So I would just like highlight that little box. And so I would see, okay, I've had 5 days of anxiety in a row, but then I look back to the previous months and I see, okay, it was only 1 day that month, it was only 2 days this month, and I can see, okay, not only maybe it will be better next month, but I can see that this always happens this time of the month. So I'm not going crazy. I'm going to be okay. You will get through this. And so I use that specifically here. And then within my weeks, I use it lots of different ways. I will highlight sections. I just didn't want to show that like really personal spot in my planners, but I'm fine with like sharing otherwise. So for this week, I marked what days off that I have. I really like that, just kind of seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, because I don't work Monday through Friday, 8 to 5 or whatever. But I often highlight my sections. If I have appointments, sometimes I will highlight that. So it really just depends on the week, but I always have a Tombow marker with me and I'm always using it. That's just my personal preference. I like the way these colors look in the pages of the Hobonichi weeks. I use these across all of my planners. I prefer earthy tones, so those are the ones that I pull and I use and I rotate throughout the year. You can get these pretty much anywhere, even Walmart. But if you want to just go specifically for specific colors, I would suggest you go to Michael's, because at Michael's you can see the colors are and you are free to test them. And I will even, of course, have my Hobonichi with me, and I'll go in the back and I'll start doing like pen test pages in the back. So I did this at Michael's. So I did a little swipe, I wrote the number to see which ones were my favorite, and then I purchased those in store. So that would be more helpful and more economical than just like picking a pack up on Amazon and hoping that you like the colors. So if you have a Michael's around, I would definitely suggest going there. So the Tombow markers to me are a must-have for sure. The next thing is going to be also a personal preference, but that is correction tape. And because the Hobonichi Weeks has this off-white paper, then I suggest the off-white correction tape, because it's going to flash less on your paper. So that is this off-white correction tape. Let me see if I have any around here. And this is going to be regular whiteout. And so that is bright white, and this is a cream color. Now that might not make any difference to you at all, but I like it that it's closer and doesn't flash as much on the page. And maybe in this bunch of mess, I'm not sure how it's like showing on camera, but I definitely prefer the off-white to the white. These are a little bit more expensive. I think they're like $14 or $15, but they're in packs of 3. And as you can see, there's a crap ton of the correction tape within. Like, I don't know how long it would take for you to run out. So maybe if you have like a Hobonichi friend around, You could order one pack and split it between all of you if you're on a budget and you don't want to spend $15 on correction tape. That would be an option, maybe, to split it between friends. I think that they have the option sometimes to buy it in one, but it's like so much more expensive to buy it by the one that I would rather get the 3. But anyway, this is going to last you forever. And I mean, unless you're making a lot of mistakes every day. I don't use it very often, but I always have it with me. So that is important, especially if you don't like messes. Some people don't care. Like they make a mistake in their planner and they're scratching things out and crossing things off and they don't care. And that's perfectly fine if that's you. That's just not me. So I like to cover up my little mishaps of pen, and I've had to use it in other ways. If you don't want to see the Japanese writing and you have like a lighter colored washi tape or something that you're decorating down here, then you can use it to cover that up as well. So it's just something that I like to have handy. Another thing that I always have with me is blotting paper. Now this blotting paper is from Nanami, and they give you, or at least they did, when you would buy the Nanami notebooks, they would give you a piece of blotting paper. And that was my own personal first experience with blotting paper. And it has made such a difference in being happy with my planner. So I went ahead and ordered a pack, and I just cut it down to the size of the weeks. I think I have it posted here for things I was supposed to pick up at the store. So I just like completely ruined this piece. Fabulous. Well, I mean, it's still usable. Okay, so as you can see, there are marks all over this paper. So what I do, because Hobonichi paper is notorious for being horrible with gel pens, and it's really great paper, but it will smear really easily. So what I just have gotten accustomed to doing is writing something in my planner, and then there I go. And that makes a world of difference to me, because otherwise what would happen if I was using most pens is I would write something down, close my planner up, come in later, and whatever I wrote here was now over here, or at least little dots of it. I didn't like that, so blotting paper to the rescue. The last thing that I'm going to talk about is a must-have just for ease of use. So let's see. These little Midori clips, I saw that Lindsay from Lindsay Scribbles was using these, and I had previously been using the floating tabs that had like labels of where I was going in my planner, but I don't know. I just really like the simplicity of these, and so I ordered these. As far as I can tell, you can only find them on Jet Pens here in the US. They're like $7 for whatever pack size. These are like the brass looking ones, and they're labeled as orange on the website. So for me, I just know that I have 3 of them. So I have them so that when I flip my page, I'm at the months. And when I flip my page, I'm at my week. And then again, when I flip my page, then I'm going to be where I need to be for like my daily log or my journal. I use this in a bunch of different ways. On busier days, I write notes about what's going on, like a bullet journal, and then I'll just mix in my journaling with it. So there are 3 main places that I want to go at all times. The only offshoot of that would be that I have this little really inexpensive tab from Walmart, from Avery brand, I think. Yeah, I think Avery brand. And it's just like a goldish little like tab with the plastic on it. Let me see. I have one just like hanging out here on my little 3-drawer thing. So it's just one of these. And I have that tabbed to where I keep track of my cycle and stuff in the front. But I don't use a bunch otherwise. If I had something really important that I needed to reference a lot, I would add another one of these, probably going this way. But it works really well for me to just know at the bottom I have my month, I have my week, and I have my day. So that keeps my planner simple and functional, and I feel like I have like a grip on my life in some sort of fashion. So these are the must-haves that I consider non-negotiable for my planning for the Hobonichi weeks. What about you? I'm interested in hearing your comments below. I hope that you enjoyed this video and it was helpful to you in some way. If you're new around here and don't want to miss out on future videos, which will be a lot coming very soon, I do hope that you'll subscribe. Thanks so much as always for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye guys.